everyone. So in this video, we are going to learn about how we can monitor new subdomains on a particular bug bounty program, right? So often you want to look for new subdomains in a bug bounty program, right? You want to continuously monitor the program, whether there are new assets available like subdomains, maybe there's some changes in the content itself and other things, right? So you need to have a constant, eye on that particular target. For that, we are going to create an automation software that will do this on behalf of us. But before going into this video, as always, if you haven't checked out my previous video in which I have shown you that how we can find subdomains using a secret technique, then go ahead and check it out. The link will be given in the description, as well as you can see it on the right side of the screen. Also, for those who are new to our channel and haven't checked out our website, which is bepractical.tech, then you are missing a lot. Just go and type bepractical.tech in your browser and you will be redirected to our awesome website over here. As you can see, we have a lot of contents to offer for you guys and it is absolutely free. Like you can see, these are some contents. Here, these are some cybersecurity services like CSRA POC generator and all. Here we have articles related to web development as well, right? So just go and check out our cybersecurity labs. Over there, we are providing awesome account takeover labs which requires you to think logically and hunt for the vulnerabilities, right? So each of these labs are based on real world scenarios. So yeah, definitely go ahead and practice out these labs. And with that being said, let's get started. Now, the very first thing that we need to do is we need to install some tools that we're going to use later on, right? So the first tool is the tools that are used for enumerating subdomain, right? For example, Subfinder, AMS and all. So for this example, I'm going to show you that how we can use Subfinder, right? So the better way is to use bunch of tools to constantly look for the new subdomains, right? So let's install Subfinder for now. Just go and type sudo apt install Subfinder. And by the way, those who don't know how to install Kali Linux without the help of any VirtualBox or virtual machine, then go ahead and check out this video of mine. The link will be displaying at the right side of the screen, right? Hit enter, provide the password, and it will start installing Subfinder in your machine. You just install it. And as you can see, in my case, Subfinder is already the newest version, right? Once we have Subfinder installed, then we are ready to go and create our very first Python tool that can automate it, right? So let's create that tool. So I'm just gonna call this tool, let's say automate me.py, right? Now we are going to use some bunch of libraries, right? So first one is subprocess. Why we are using subprocess is because we want to execute system commands. That's why we are using subprocess, right? After that, we are going to use a library that will help us to send message to our server. To our Discord server basically. So for that we are going to use Discord webhook, right? So you can just go and type from Discord webhook import Discord, right? And now we are good to go. Only these two things are required, right? So now that we have these files are imported, let's try to install Discord webhook in our machine. Just go and type pip3 install Discord webhook, and this will install Discord webhook in your machine. So as you can see, again in my case the requirements has already been satisfied, right? So no need to worry about anything. And now the final thing that we need to configure before writing the code is to create our own Discord server, right? So just go to Discord, just download Discord. Don't worry, this link will be given in the description. From there you can download Discord. Let me just open it real quick. Just wait for a few seconds. And here we are. Now once we have Discord, we need to create the server. Just create one small server like this, and let's say this server will be practical, right? Just create this server. Once we have created that, then we need to create a bot for this server. Just right click on your server, just go to server setting, integrations, and create a webhook. Just create one. And as you can see, here this webhook created. There are two webhooks actually. So this one is created by this both are created by me. This one seems to be new. Just here it is, right? So just copy this web URL link. It will help us a lot when we are, you know, sending message to this server, right? Once you've copied this, let's save this in any notepad file for further reference. Webhook, and just save this. And now we are good to go. Now we have configured what tools are necessary to create our own automation tool, right? Now let's move to the second part and let's start creating the particular tool. Now that we have all tools configured, let's create this program, right? Let me just maximize it. And now let me just clear the screen and let's go to automate me.py. And the very first thing that we need to do over here is to create an instance of Discord. You can create that by typing Discord equals to Discord, and over here we need to provide URL equals to, and over here you need to paste that URL that we have copied in the previous video, that webhooks URL. Just copy that and paste it over here. We have done that, and now we are good to go. Let's try to send a simple message to our Discord server. Let's say hi Fayaz. Let me just save this and let us try to run this. Automate me.py. Let's wait, and as you can see, it has been executed. And if we see over here, oh sorry, not this one, as you can see, we got hi Fayaz on our Be Practical server, right? We are good to go. Now we have solved our very first problem, which was to send message to our Discord server. And we need to import one small library over here, which is time, right? Once we have Discord configured, let's create a simple function def send that will send message to Discord. So it's gonna send discord.post content equals to message return true, something like that. And now let's create our automation script, right? We can just create a new function, automation, right? And the automation is going to take an input, right? Domain name, and for this domain name we are going to run a AMAS or subfinder or sublister, whatever tool you want to run, right? Or else we can run bunch of tools, right? So it totally depends on you. For now I'm going to use subfinder because it's quite fast. So I'm going to go with subprocess.call, right? Subfinder -t for the domain name, and it will be domain -o, and let's say the output will be, let's say subfinder underscore automated.py, something like that, so .txt, right? And shell equals to true, right? And over here we're gonna specify f string literals, right? Now once we have this file, which means that once this command will get executed, this file's gonna save somewhere, right? So we need to open this file. We can open this file by using two ways. I'm going to use the simple one, which is output equals to subprocess dot check underscore output. Now this call method is going to execute the command, but it is not going to save the output of the command, right? But over here this check output method is going to save the output of the command executed as well, right? So we want the file, the content of this particular file, right? For that we are executing this command, which is nothing but cat subfinder underscore automated.text, right? And shell equals to true, and we are going to decode it to UTF-8 because by default it's gonna store the output in byte format. That's why we need to decode it back to UTF-8, which is the string encoding of string, right? And let me just change the variable name to be new subdomains, right? And now let's say that we have already a file in which we have previously collected the old subdomains. So that's gonna be old subdomains equals to subprocess dot check underscore output cat. Let's say the name of the old subdomain that we have crawled is old subdomain dot text, right? Shell equals to true dot decode, right? UTF-8. Now we have new subdomains and old subdomains, right? So the first thing that we need to check is to check whether the size of the new subdomain is equals to the size of the old subdomain. If it is, then it means that there may be some new subdomains added, right? First, let's check that. We can check that by typing if length of new subdomains, right, equals to length of, sorry, not equals to length of old subdomains, then it means that we got something new. So let's send this message to the server saying that, hey Fayaz, we've found something new, right? We have this. Now what we want is we want the application, the program, to send the information or send the subdomain, the new identified subdomain, right? So we can also do that by typing this for I in, or let's say for subdomain in a new subdomain. Okay. And one small thing that we should do over here is to convert this new subdomains into list. Okay. So that would be way more better, because we want all the subdomains will be converted into list, and we can iterate through that list to find the subdomains that are new, right? For subdomain in new subdomains, if subdomain not in old underscore subdomain, right? So if the subdomain is not present in the old subdomain, then we want to send the subdomain information. Let's say found a new subdomain, which is this subdomain, right? And that's it. We are good to go. So this is all we need in order to create our automation software that can look for new subdomains, right? Now the last thing is to execute this program, right? So let's take an input from the user. Let's say domain name equals to input, enter the domain name, right? And let's say that while true, we are going to call the automation function with the domain name as the value, right? And now what we want is, the important thing over here is that we want to keep looking for subdomains, let's say after each week, right? So we know, so we can do something like this, time dot sleep, and this sleep argument is going to take seconds as a parameter, right? So we need to convert 7 days into seconds. So let's do this real quick. We know that 7 days, right? So in each day we have 24 hours, so we can just do 7 into 24, right? So now this is converted into hours, right? And now we can convert it into minutes, right? And now we can convert this into seconds by again multiplying it with 60. So I think this is the time, 604800. Let's try to convert, let's try to check 604800 seconds to days. As you can see, 604800 equals to 7 days, right? So let's pass this value over here, 604800. Think I'm right? Yeah. And that's it. That's all we need to do. And now let us try to see that how we can use this particular tool. So let's say that I have already scanned for a domain for subdomains like bepractical.tech, for example, right? And I got bunch of subdomains, right? And now once I have that, I want to look for constant changes in the subdomains, right? Using the tool that we have created. So let me create the file, which is old subdomains, right? .txt, and let's say over here I've identified a domain name, let's say bepractical.tech, right? I'm taking a simple example. In your case, you need to run any tool. Let's say you need to run subfinder -t bepractical.tech. You need to run this at once, right? Once you have executed this, then you can execute the Python program, or you can just modify the Python program so that you won't even have to write this command as well. But I'm not going to do that in this video. So, and this is compulsory that you need to save the output as old underscore subdomains that we have mentioned in the program, right? And if you'll run that, and then you'll start running automate me, then you'll get no problems at all, right? So over here, that let's say that I've got only this a domain on running subfinder or bunch of tools, right? Let's say test.bepractical.tech, right? Now I want to constantly monitor whether there are any changes in the existing subdomains or not, right? I can simply do that by doing something like this: python 3 automate underscore me.py, right? Specify the domain name, let's say bepractical.tech, right? And let's execute this. And as you can see, subfinder is trying to find subdomains of bepractical.tech, and then it is going to check whether the whether the subdomain that subfinder had identified is already there in the text file or not. If it is, then it's going to do nothing. Then it is again going to wait for 7 days and again going to look for subdomains. Otherwise, if there are some new changes, then it is going to push that to our Discord server, right? Let's see how it's gonna work out. So we got a small error over here. Why? Simple it is, because the file name is subdomain.txt, but the file that we have saved is subdomains.txt, right? So let's just modify that real quick. So it is over here, this line is causing the error, and now we are good to go. Let's execute this. bepractical.tech. Let's wait for it again. Meanwhile, let's check our Discord server over here as well, right? So it is showing that, hey Fayyaz, we've found something new, right? Let's see that whether it is able to show us the content of it or not, the subdomains or not. Let's try to use this on another domain. Let's say, let me just modify it, old subdomains. Let's say redbull.com, right? And we have, let's say, one subdomain of redbull.com already present, right? Let's try to do this again. 3 automate me.py redbull.com. Let's hit enter. As you can see, again it's working. And now over here, you'll see that we'll get a lot of new subdomains, right? Let's wait for that. And as you can see, it has found new subdomain, right? So this is how this tool is gonna work. And after each week, it's going to look for subdomains again and again and again, right? So this is how you can use this tool to find subdomains or to monitor subdomains of a given target, right? If you have any doubts, if you have any issues, then feel free to let me know your doubts or issues in the comment section. Also, for those who are new, then do join our Telegram channel if you want to stay updated with the latest trends and technologies going under cybersecurity as well as web development, right? And also, if you like the way I teach, then I am currently learning 2 courses. The first one is Bug Bounty, the ultimate guide to hunt account takeovers, where you're gonna learn that how hackers actually dive deep into the application to look for account takeover vulnerability that will result in fully compromisation of victim's account without the victim's interaction. And the second course which I'm running is Hacking Windows with Python from scratch, wherein again you're going to learn that how hackers can hack your machine by creating their own custom malwares that bypasses any antivirus till now, that can execute system commands on the victim machine, that can access the webcam, upload and download files, and do a lot more stuff, right? So definitely go ahead and check them out if you are interested. And with that being said, keep learning and thanks for watching.